Is it again? There we go. Okay, everybody, we have to make sure we got all technical stuff, but we weren't able to meet with you guys last week. We're so sorry, but we had massive technical difficulties. So, and we were trying to do it kind of like, kind of mash kind of podcast. It wasn't pretty.
So we're just gonna give you a better one. We're just
Which,
gonna have our guest on, and you're gonna meet Gabe, and it's gonna be phenomenal because we had a really great time.
but it was,
Sorry you weren't there.
it was really this. We're talking seriously, trying to record a movie with your cell phone and you're in the back row, and then try that. That's how bad it was. So we're glad we made it this week and today. First of all, hi everybody, it's me, Claudette, and
I'm Cassidy. Hello.
hey, and we're at Claudette and Cassidy Champions, where we talk about trending topics in health, in finance, and in entrepreneurship. And today we have as our guest Alan Raisman. Hi, Alan.
Hi,
Just
Alan.
Hi, everybody. Happy to be here.
Yes. Now, Alan is going to be talking to you about, we talk about entrepreneurship kind of like in a broad topic, but today we're going to kind of deep dive a little bit, because right now we're in the great resignation and everybody's looking for, even if you maybe have lost your job and now you found your job, you already know that job income may be kind of secure, but you really know it's not. And when they don't need you, that's it. So it's always good. So it's fine to look at a job as one stream of income and look at ways of creating the other streams of income. So even if you decide, I like my job, but I don't love it, or I hate my job and I need to find something, you're developing that extra stream of income. So regardless, if you decide one day you want to fire your job, you can. And you're not sitting there going, oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh my God, what am I going to do? You've made the steps to do this. So today, we're going to talk about Alan, who's also not only a nonprofit marketer with a nonprofit organization, he is a Beachbody coach. I know.
Also,
Mr. Sean T. Let me do the little Sean T sidestep. Sean T sidestep.
I don't know what's going on.
It's okay.
That's okay, Cassidy.
Actually, that's not true. I have a dear friend named David who I will now tell to watch this podcast because I'm going to tell him that I mentioned him, who used to say he had dates with Mr. Sean. That's what it was. And it was actually very funny and nice. But I wanted to say, Alan was my first HMP friend.
Really?
Yeah, he was like the first person I met through HNP and then had a one-on-one on him. It was very awkward, I'm sure. I was like, hello, I do health insurance.
And look at you now.
Yeah, definitely.
And so for those of you wondering, HMP is the Happy Neighborhood Project. And the Happy Neighborhood Project is just a great platform for networking because it's truly a network where people are just open, they're fun. And and what's great about this platform is if you can network across the globe, you could literally meet people across the globe. They have events going on in London, in Australia, now in Israel, through all over Europe. They have events going through Canada, all corners of the United States. So if you're able and you're looking to grow your business and make those connections outside of your local community, the Happy Neighborhood Project is a great way to do it.
And it's free.
And
we are all three of us are co-hosts.
That is how we all met.
Meetings.
Exactly. That is how we all met. And I wound up meeting, and this is going to be a great segue. So during the pandemic, when the beginnings of the pandemic, when so many things slowed down and we were all locked in, I'm in New York City, Cassidy's in Nevada, and Alan's in Philadelphia. We all had our challenges. Our businesses require us to actually meet people, meet and greet people. And it's a little difficult to meet and greet people when you can't leave your house, So, you kind of, like with anything, you had to make decisions as to either I kind of just, have my day pajamas and my night pajamas, or I try to find a way to pivot to still do what I need to do to grow my business. And what we did was we all went out looking for ways to still meet people. I know I went to a lot of different kind of networking organizations, and some were really great, like Lunch Club. That was a really great way to meet people. And then there was some that were not so great. But then there was ones like the Happy Neighborhood. And I was like, wow, this is really awesome. And because it was such an awesome event, I not only continued to go, but I became to partner with them to be able to support this great platform that they have. And I've met so many amazing people to the point where there's almost nowhere in the world I could go where I won't know somebody, or I could say, hey, guess what? I'm coming to your neck of the woods. Maybe we can get together for coffee. They're like, Claudette, I'm waiting for you. And I think that's when it kind of turns you from like, I can't travel, I don't know nobody, to like, I can go anywhere, I know somebody. That's a great thing to have. So Alan, let's talk today about a Beachbody coach. So what's a Beachbody coach?
Absolutely. So Beachbody is a video workout program with instructors like Shaun T, who is very famous around the US and probably the world. And when you sign up for Beachbody, you are assigned a coach. And the coach's job is to motivate you to do the workouts and stick to a plan. Well, you could also sign up through a Beachbody coach who you know, and they will be your coach for the duration that you do Beachbody. I got introduced to Beachbody 4.5 years ago, and I was using my partner's plan, and I was assigned to their coach. And when I learned what a coach was, I said, hey, can I be a coach? How do I go about doing that? When I started Beachbody, I took a 6-month break from working out. And I said, I need to get back into the game. I need to keep working out. It's a program. I should do the program. And I talked to my partner's coach, and I said, I should be a coach. Maybe that'll get me to actually keep working out and keep pressing play. So I signed up to be a coach, and now I do Beachbody probably 4 or 5 days a week. And it's not only to motivate my team, but to motivate myself and to keep me working out so that I don't take a 6-month break from Beachbody or from any fitness regimen.
That's right. So let me ask you a question. So Beachbody is what? Like, and I'm going to use these terms out there because I purposely want to do this, guys. I'm doing this on purpose. So Beachbody is an MLM. So,
Absolutely.
okay. So
I love this conversation. I'm so excited. I know where it's going and I am on board.
So
They all are.
I will play devil's advocate as well.
Let's look at what exactly does MLM mean?
Multi-level marketing.
Okay, multi-level marketing. So, you know, we've all heard it. Every last one of us on this call have heard this. But when someone says to you, aren't you a pyramid scheme? Isn't it multi-level marketing? Isn't that a pyramid? So what do you say? I love when I get that question. Go ahead, Alan. So what do you say?
I say it's multi-level marketing for a reason. I do marketing for a living. It's all about marketing. And that's how you get the word out about so many wonderful businesses out there. And it's multi-level because just as I had a coach, I became a coach. That's the levels. And every business in the MLM industry has that level. But what I always tell people is don't think of an MLM as a bad thing. Think of it as a different way of marketing. And there are, if you Google it, probably thousands of MLMs out there. And what I always tell people who are looking for, like you said, a second opportunity or a new opportunity, find out what you like doing as a hobby and figure out how you can get paid to do it. And for me, I learned to love Beachbody from dancing, boxing, running, lifting. I love doing it. And now, because it's an MLM, I can make money doing it and getting people to do it like I do. And it's been an incredible difference in my mind to learn what an MLM is.
You know, that's just a great response because I love what you said. Find out what you love to do and what's your hobby. Because think of something now. Okay, I'm a little older than you guys because MLMs or multi-level marketing or network marketing, whichever you want to say it, has been around forever. For those of you who are baby boomers, Fuller Brush Company, vacuum cleaner salespeople, Tupperware, those are all the original MLMs. And I remember I had a friend of mine luckily she's not on Facebook, so I can kind of talk about her a little bit. She says to me, "Well, Claudette, isn't your business an MLM?" I said, "No." Well, actually, what she said to me is, "Aren't you in a pyramid?" And I looked at her and I went, "So you do know a pyramid is an illegal thing, right? And I am licensed in several states." She goes, "You know what I mean." I said, "No, what do you mean?" And she says to me, the people come in on the bottom and they're in the low in the total pole and they don't make as much money as the people on top." And I said, "You mean like a job? Because you come in and you do all the work and the person on the top makes all the money? You mean like that?" She's like, "Yeah, I guess I'm in a pyramid." You know what, people? All businesses are structured like that. You have the person who started the business, they were the chief everything officer. They built their business to the point where they became the chief executive officer, and they earned the right because they took their vision and they built it and grew it to the point where they needed you to come in and help them further that dream. And they hired you for a job. Now you have that job because they affected that business. And then as their business grew, they needed more people. And then the more people they needed, now they needed people to manage the people that they were bringing, and so on and so forth and so on. The structure of every business is there are people who do the work. Then you have your first level of supervisors, your mid-level supervisors, your executive level, and on the top is the guy or the gal who built the business. And they're the ones that make the most money. That's just the structure of it. So if you said, "Oh, I don't want to do something because I'm going to do all the work and somebody else is going to make all the money," then you want to look for something where that structure is not exactly like that, where you have the same opportunity to make the same money as the CEO, as instead of slamming up against that glass ceiling because the CEO, the person who built that company, not going anywhere. Make sense? So I want to say, it's like, no, we're going to talk about that. MLMs, Mary Kay, Tupperware, goes Cassidy.
So I'm weird, obviously, we know this. But I love you too. I had very little exposure to MLMs until very recently. And then I got a whole bunch all at once because I got really into networking. And so then I got like 50 MLMs thrown at me, but I had never heard of Amway. I knew that Mary Kay was makeup, but I didn't know like how it was sold at all. I like literally nothing.
But let me tell you why I like the MLM structure. I have a full-time job. I make a salary. I can't make above that salary. But in the MLM world, if I hustle, I can make more over time. And it's wonderful. I can put as much effort as I want. And if I work hard enough, make more than what I was making the year before without asking for a raise. That's the wonderful structure of it.
Yeah.
That's an awesome way to look at it. And like it's just true. It's just, yeah. Like Legal Shield is also an MLM, and I adore Legal Shield. I think it's a great company.
If it's a good service that has a value to you. I mean, think about Legal Shield. If in the general, and it works kind of both ways. You have this large, body of attorneys, and really what drove them into the business is not because they're going to make money, but because they want to be able to help people. But the cost of people going to them is like, I can't afford you. But under the auspice of a Legal Shield, you're able to get that attorney that's going to help you on a retainer basis. So anything happens, I was like, "Can you please read this contract for me?" "Sure, no problem."
And in any state, in any province in Canada or territory.
And you're doing it for a cost that's so affordable. It benefits them because it becomes consistent money.
Well, and that's with any MLM. It's all about numbers. The more people you have signing up, the prices are going to increase. I've been a Beachbody customer now for almost 5 years. Now, I haven't paid a single dime more than I did 5 years ago. And that's because they have more customers and they don't need to raise the price. It's the same thing with any business. It's all numbers. And that's the joy of the MLM. You get more people in it, it's probably going to stay the same.
And this is such a great point because what people never seem to get is like, well, why you always have to talk to your friends and family? I said, well, number one, if you like something, who are you going to share that with? Your friends and your family. Duh. Because you want them to say, you like, can you imagine? Oh my gosh, you discovered this really great thing and you don't tell nobody. And then all of a sudden your friend goes, man, I just went and did this thing. It was so great. I'm like, really? Because I've been doing that for like 8 years.
So literally when you said that, it reminded me. So Velara is a company. Have you guys heard of Velara?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's an air purification company. The tech was developed at NASA. It's in the Space Technology Hall of Fame.
I do, yeah.
If you need it, come talk to me. I can help you get set up because it kills the COVID virus.
Yeah, but there's
as per NASA.
As per NASA, right?
As per NASA. And on this channel, we believe in science.
So you think NASA would know. But like everything, like any business, anything you see sold in a store, that's somebody's creation. And MLMs or multi-level marketing and any marketing helps move it. And I want you to think about it this way, people. Really, think about it this way. You have the option of either getting something, having a product, and marketing from a storefront. Think Nike. Think Nike. Think your corner store bakery. In order for them to get business, they've got to market, whether it's by word of mouth or by ads, advertising, TV ads, radio ads, Google ads is a way for a company to get their name out. They're marketing it, right? There's a cost for those ads, and because of the cost, their product will go up to meet the demand of the cost for them to do business, which is the storefront, which is paying employees if they choose that, and it's also paying the cost of like operational costs, right? And depending on, it goes up or goes down. When you're doing network marketing, who is advertising? The fan of that product. Amway has been around because I can't believe it's still around. I mean, like my uncle was doing Amway when I was like a kid. It's still around. It's ridiculous. People would get this stuff and it would really work. So today, like, and Mary Kay, it's been around. Tupperware, it's been around.
Amway's been around since 1959.
That's just ridiculous. Let me tell you something. Tupperware. The biggest problem with Tupperware is that stuff was indestructible. And once you got Tupperware, there was no
Never
need to
needed it again.
Because it didn't fall apart. It held your stuff just perfectly. You got it, not like this stuff you get today, which after about 3 or 4 uses, you just add it to. Tupperware was literally indestructible. So, what Alan said was right. You get a product, you find something that you love to do, and you find a way to make money off of it. You find a service that really resonates with you, and you find a way to make money off of it, or you find a business model that will let you do what you want. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to being an entrepreneur is not just somebody who started a job or created a business. That's a solopreneur. That's an inventor, a person. Like, there's an entrepreneur. But truly, an entrepreneur is a person who's looking for multiple streams of income. Why? Because they know one thing more so than anybody else. If you only have one stream of income, you're pretty much on a path to like bad times. Think COVID and you lost your job. That was your only stream of income. What was the result?
Millionaires on average have 7 streams of income.
Yeah.
And I guarantee both of you would have said, I wish I knew about this 10 years ago.
About our careers?
About all the streams of income that you have now that you could have had years ago.
Oh my God. Well, I was a child.
Well,
yes.
No.
I've been in the nonprofit sector for 10 years. I've only been a Beachbody coach for 4. If I did this 10 years ago and not 4, where would I be now?
I know what you mean. It's like what I do is, had I known about how to, make, how money works and being able to work with someone, being able to work with me for where I was, not telling me I had to have this large sum of money, my world would be very different right now. Exactly. How money works. How my world would be very, very different right now. If and I say it all the time, when I was in my 20s and I didn't have a lot of responsibility and I was doing really well, you know, I remember calling T. Rowe asking, hey, how can I start becoming more financially secure because I'm an adult? And they were telling me, oh, you have to have $50,000. And I'm like, well, I don't have $50,000, but I have extra money. Can you help me? And their answer is no, go cut $50,000 and come back. But had that Claudette met the Claudette today who could say, yeah, girl, I can help you, my world would be completely different today. My understanding and the way I looked at money would be completely different, and come, sometime in it's coming soon, I'm going to sit down and talk to you guys about what it is that I do, but I've wanted to keep this time open to, bringing in our guests. But it's incredibly important to me to make sure that everybody needs to understand how to make their money work for them. Everybody needs to get a grasp that you take the chance on your finances working out. But truly, if you want your finances, you have to make changes, and that changes have to be deliberate and intentional. Because if not, you're never gonna change. And I'm always reading these articles on my feed. I paid off my $2 million student loan in 2.5 years. I don't even have to read the article, because you know what they're gonna tell me? We made the intentional decision to do this. And because we did this and we stuck to what we planned out, we were able to pay off this debt in this short time. They made sacrifices, and now they are completely debt-free, and what they did taught them the type of financial discipline that they needed to make any change in their lives that they want. I don't even have to read the article, because that's the only way they were able to do that, because they took steps to be very deliberate in what they did. But that's me getting on my soap opera, on my box. But Alan, talk to us some more. So you got into Beachbody, and you said a couple times a team. Talk to us about that. What do you mean you have a team, and why did you need a team?
So Beachbody has two platforms in terms of the business. You have the customer and you have the coach. And the goal of a coach, you can build a lot of customers, or you can build a team of coaches who then get customers. And that's the MLM structure. I am focused on getting customers. I want them to try Beachbody, and I want them to understand why I love it, why I've been doing it for 5 years. And I made a website where people can try it out for free. And my goal is to show them that working out doesn't have to be a chore. It could be fun. And that's why I chose the career path I did, because it's something I found that I love doing. It was fun, and I can make money out of it. So my website's called The Fun of Working Out. And if you go to thefunofworkingout.com, you can try 6 workouts completely free of charge. And then if you want to learn about all of the 80 programs that Beachbody has, let's Zoom, as my background says. Let's chat. Let's get to know each other. And there is that business opportunity where you can be a coach and you can get other customers under you. And just like all the other MLMs have, it's the same process. The difference is I'm not selling finance. I'm not selling healthcare. I'm not selling Tupperware. I'm selling a fitness program because it's a fitness program that I've been doing for 5 years, and I can sell it because I love it and it works for me. And that's why I'm in the business that I'm in.
Wow. So, but what's, besides the fact that you buy coach, what's the purpose of you getting other people? Because I'm quite sure you can build a sufficient business, just on what you're doing is just getting other customers. Why do you need, why get a team? Yeah, this is a very pointed question because, I'm going somewhere with it. Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm glad we're going here, because I was going to play devil's advocate and be like, why are you recruiting people? Why? Why do you focus on recruiting people? Why can't you just leave your friends and family alone and do your thing, and instead you're trying to make me do your job too?
So I became a Beachbody coach, not necessarily to build a team right away. It's to make sure that I actually do the workouts. And if I have to motivate my team, then I have to motivate myself. So if I build a team under me, I'm not only helping my people under me make money by selling Beachbody, but I'm keeping myself on a fitness regimen so that I'll make money and I'll look good doing it.
Yeah.
I look good. But isn't the truth about building a team is because you only got so much bandwidth. You know, one person can only do but so much. Luckily, within the Beachbody, you know, you maybe not feel the impact of having 1,000 people watching you unless you've got 1,000 people calling you saying, Alan, can you give me like just some time alone? And you're like, okay, I can't talk to 1,000 people. I've got a job. I gotta eat because that's a lot in, you know, in a course of a day. Building a team, there's a purpose behind that. It's called, if your business is going to scale, if it's going to grow, you got to get other people to do it with you. That's why you have a job, because that person decided to grow their vision of their job and they needed someone to help them. So they hired you to do that.
And you have to remember, if you're on a Happy Neighborhood Project call or any networking call, and there's, 4 people in the room that do exactly what you do, it's not about going away because they're selling the same product as you. It's about marketing the product because so many people are doing it. It must be a good product.
Yeah. Or it must be a good thing, because think about this. Nike didn't start out the Nike we know today. It grew. And as it grew, it needed more people. It had to hire more people. It had to hire people to do its graphics. It had to hire people to do its research development. And it built this empire. But it started with this one guy who had this vision of a sneaker, or, a vision of a sneaker. And it grew from that. And it's with anything else. There's 2 ways to grow a business. You either decide to get employees or you decide to get partners. So let me ask you a question. So here's a scenario. I'm a trucker and I've gotten these, Cassie's laughing because she loves this one. I'm a trucker and I've got all these routes. Thing is, I really can't build these routes beyond, because there's laws that says I can only drive this many times, I can only drive this much, and I can only this. And also, there's no way I'm driving 24/7. This is not happening, right? So I say, with what I'm able to do, I make $100,000 a year. That's a good salary. That's a good amount. But I want to have more, but I can't physically do anything else to get more than what I've got. So I've kind of come to as far as I go. That's it. There's no way to add extra. But I got all these routes. And I said, if I just work these 3 routes, I can work these 2 routes, 3 routes. I got 15 routes. I've got these 3 that I can work, and from these 3, I can make $100,000. So I go, yo, Billy Bob. And he drives a truck. I said, I tell you what, I'm going to lease you this route and these 3 routes. Now, he goes, yeah? He said, yeah, what do I have to do? You get to keep 90% of what you earn, and you just give me 10% for me creating these routes, right? And, you can talk to me about anything, but we're going to talk about the 15 that I own. He's like, that works. Great. So now my income just increased by $10,000, but I'm still only driving 3 routes. And I do that again. And now I'm driving, it gets the same thing. And I do that again. And then as I get more routes, because for my work, I'm getting more routes, I keep doing that. Now, all of a sudden, I get 10 people driving for me. I just increased that $10,000 by another what? 10,000 times 10, you do the math. That's what, $1 million? That's about right. Yeah, no, what is that?
10,000 times 10 is 100,000.
Thank you so much, because sometimes I can't do math. I'm in finance, I can't do math. That's why I have calculators, whatever. And now I've just doubled my income, but I'm not driving anymore. So then I decide, you know something? I'm going to keep one route and I'm going to lease out my next two. And then I'm going to focus my time based on my reputation and what I'm able to deliver. And I'm going to go keep getting trucking routes. Now, all of a sudden, I keep doing this over and over again. And I have an income now of $1 million a year. I'm not doing anything more. I've recruited people to be part of my business, and I've set it up so that they're still getting a lot of value, and I'm getting a portion of it because I gave them what they otherwise wouldn't be able to get. And we might do other things as well. But think about that. Would I be able to, on my own, create a $1 million empire of truck routes? The answer is no, because I can't drive enough. But by creating this system where I can give them what they want, which is 3 routes, and I get a percentage, I've just increased my income and I'm not doing any extra work. So Cassidy, if you had an opportunity, do you want to do it all on your own? Or do you want to have people help you build their dream, but at the same time helping them build their dream?
So one of my things that my team does is when we ask what is our job, and we all say selling the dream on our trainings, because it's not your dream, it's their dream. It's whatever, like it's whatever they really envision for their future. It's what drives me nuts during networking meetings when people don't talk about themselves because they only talk about the product, and then I don't actually get to know anything about them and what they are reaching for. Like, if all I know about them is that they want advancement in their company, that's great, but do they want it because they want to help people? Do they want it because they want to help their family? Do they want it for whatever reason? Getting down to that deeper motivation, I find, is often what makes people click, especially when we're on Zoom so often, doing all of this virtually.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really about learning. So Alan, when you talk to people, say, well, why do you want me to be coach? Why you recruit me? What do you tell them?
I tell them, figure out why you want another stream of income and what path do you want to go about getting that stream? What do you want to physically sell? Do you want to sell finance, healthcare, legal services? Do you want to sell, Tupperware, fitness? What would you like to sell? And what I tell everyone and why I became a Beachbody coach is because I've been doing the workouts and I can sell it because I do it. And it's what I needed for me at that time. Just like Cassidy needs Legal Shield or healthcare or finance, we all need finance. We could all use a lawyer. We could all use everything that's out there. But it's what is our passion? And we're all marketers. We're all networkers. The best thing we do is talk about what we are passionate about. And for me, it's dancing, it's boxing, it's running, it's lifting, because I can show people my progress, and I can show people that if I can do it, this 5'5", small kid, you can do it too.
That's awesome.
You're 5'5".
I am 5'5".
I'm 4'10". I'd make you feel like a normal human.
You're not that short, Cassidy.
Claudette, you're super tall.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you are that short. I forget. You're a little.
You're a foot taller than me.
Cassidy, we are fun size.
Heck yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm a foot taller. I'm only a little bit over a foot taller than she is. But I'm
Hugs are great, man.
You
They
know,
are.
It's the coziest hugs.
I really am loving this conversation because there's so many misconceptions about what's out there. In terms of getting that, why you want to go for a second stream of income, why, you want to look for a platform, because one of the really big reasons is nothing we're talking about you can't do on your own. If you wanted to, and you see it all the time, you have fitness coaches out there all the time, and they're not part of Beachbody, they're not part of whatever, anything. They do it, but you know what? They have to go and market and find clients who want to pay them to help them work out. Oh, wow. How did that work? Like, listen to that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but in the interim, while they're building their brand, which is marketing who they are and their competency, because that's what you're doing when you're building your brand. You're talking about why they need to come talk to you or use you. They have to figure out a way to keep home and heart together. So if you don't want to start from the very beginning, if you don't want to do that, you want to get to with what's known with name recognition, with something that says, "Oh, Beachbody, that's that guy, that guy, that guy,
And
you know."
and and Claudette, if you go to my website, you could try his workout, his new workout, which is dancing.
Oh, I see it. I see it all the time. I'm like, okay, because that's a little step. If you can walk, you can dance. With Sean T. Walk and dance, right? if you if you want name recognition, you want to talk name recognition? If I say McDonald's, nobody asks me what does McDonald's sell. There's name recognition, you know exactly what's in there. If I say, Nike, you know exactly what they sell. And this was even funny. There used to be a place called a haberdashery. I love that name. I love that word.
Ooh, hat stores?
Yeah, but they sold a lot of stuff in the haberdashery.
Okay. So there's a haberdashery. It is a hat store, right?
It's more than that. It has a whole bunch of stuff, including hats.
Okay, so Hello Dolly, anyone?
Yes, the
Yes.
haberdashery, where you went and you picked up your chapeau, But then they started to expand and sold everything that went with hats. So when you talked about going into the haberdashery, you got stuff. There was a reason why a store was called a general store, because in that store you can find a whole bunch of different things. There was a reason behind that name, because you had your dress shop, you had your shoe shop, you had your hat shop, haberdashery, you had your vest shop, and that's when this country was built. Business was to sell a particular thing or a particular service, and they marketed it by either finding a good client to come in, and then that person said, I get all of my stuff done at this place right down the corner, and they got business. That's how we work. So marketing has always been a part of this. And if that person became so popular, they hired people to help them build their dreams. That's how you got jobs. But it started with that business, that small business. But when you want to create a thing where people know what it is that you do. When they first say, I know exactly what that is. Because you know it, you encounter someone who says, oh, tell me what you do. Well, my business does this, 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 and this, and this, and this. And by the time they start talking, you're like this. So what do you do? Like, no, really, what do you do? Like, I miss that. And if that someone says that to you, like, what do you do? And you've just told them and they're still saying, what do you do? You might want to change your marketing or fine tune your offerings.
Get an elevator pitch. Everyone,
Yep.
we talked about this last week in our Lost podcast. That's what I'm calling it now. We talked about that and how I totally lost that thought. So just ignore me and go on.
No, because in that podcast,
All about the elevator pitch.
Oh yes, thank
see
you.
what it is you do.
Yeah, the elevator pitch is so important because when you only have a couple minutes, especially so if you're on HNP or if you're on any like Blitzer networking events, you only have sometimes like a minute and a half to say something about yourself. So being able to efficiently tell someone what you do and your motivation behind it and like get a 30-second story thrown in there so that it actually gets the point across, you can be really successful. You can get a lot of appointments off that. You can get a lot of meetings and set up a lot of one-to-ones and get to know people better. I set up
Exactly.
tons of one-on-ones.
So we're gonna everybody. We're gonna be having during the new year. Our podcast is going to change a little bit. We're going to have themes, and so we're looking forward to you guys to join us. So we'll have the month of with business coaches, and we're going to be talking about maybe networking and relationships. This way, because so that you guys can tune into us and get some real deep dive, so real information on how to build your business. I'll tell you right now, in January, it's all going to be about entrepreneurship. And the last person that we're going to be talking to at the end of December of 2021 is going to be my very good friend Sandra Morneau, who is a tax specialist. You've had a business, you need to know how to deal with your taxes so that they don't take you to jail. They got Al Capone, they'll definitely get you. You want to have someone like that in your pocket. You know, if you're in a business, you have to know who's in your pocket to call to help you get through. The CEO, the Chief Everything Officer's goal is not to stay the Chief Everything Officer. The goal is to get it where they have other people doing the things so that they can walk away and focus on what it is that they really got into this business for, which is solving a problem that they know is out there and their service or their product can solve.
Network marketers are professional problem solvers. That's all we do. We just find
Sales
people's problems.
are professional problem solvers. It's not a bad thing. If you need that special pair of shoes for a special event, you're not going to McDonald's. They can't help you. You're going to a shoe store, and you go into a certain shoe store where you're like, I really need this shoe store for this dress. And you show them the dress, they said, girl, I got you. And they come out and you're like, you heard me. They solved that problem. Sales are nothing more than people who are expert in their field and they're able to help you solve the problem you need. That is except for used car salesmen. They just have a place in hell.
Okay, we went there. I love it.
Because there's used car salesmen. Sorry, used car salesmen. No.
Join us for networking. It's fun.
Join us for networking because we're lots of fun. So everybody, we want to thank you as we're coming to the end of our 10th edition of CKC, Greta and Cassidy Champions. And we want to thank Alan for being with us. You know, and I love the fact that he was able to just give us some really insight into the world of, you know, marketing, whether it's an MLM, network marketing, and really just be network marketing or just doing business in a way that suits you and what you want to accomplish. Because at the end of the day, that's all it is. So, Alan, do you have some words of wisdom for our audience?
I mean, my word of wisdom for everybody is this is the 10th episode. If you're new to the podcast, there are 9 others you should watch. Tune in next week. And if we don't know each other, as my background says, let's Zoom. Let's get to know each other. Thank you.
Thank you. Cassidy, you wanna send us off today?
Absolutely. I'm going to talk a little bit then because I love our audience. And I know that there are a couple of people watching because they've been messaging me and they love us and you, Claudette, especially your what's a pyramid? A job? That got great reception. So it is always a good time here. You guys are all wonderful. I love you dearly. Thank you so much for listening.
Guys, we love doing this. We love interacting with you, and we love if you drop into on our page and drop something like, I would love to hear more about this. I would love to hear more about that. We're here to serve you. We're here to bring that information and all trending topics in health, finance, and entrepreneurship. We've had some great guests. We're going to be, okay, I know we've been saying this, really. I know we've been saying this, but I think we finally figured it out. I'm sorry. We dared to suck. We're doing this. We're going to find a way to we finally figured out how to upload all of these episodes to our YouTube channel and but they are on Facebook. They're there so that you can always watch them again because we've had some amazing guests with some great points of view and we want you to be able to see them and watch them. So everyone, we'll be meeting on Monday, the 22nd, because Wednesday is the day before Thanksgiving, and y'all are gonna be cleaning your house and cooking a turkey. So we will see you on Monday, the 22nd.
We will be meeting the person who told me to go to HNP in the first place.
Right. And we're going to be meeting the person who's going to be like, whoop, 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 reclaim your premiums. The one and only Nick Davis. This is going to be about health and about entrepreneurship. You don't want to miss Nick. I keep thinking he's the Energizer Bunny all grown up. I just don't know.
Do you know that's what Ian Kingwill calls us? He calls Nick the Energizer Bunny and he calls me the Energizer Bunny because he's like, you're just female Nick. It's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
I see that.
That is hilarious.
Thank you.
Awesome. Ian Giggler is absolutely awesome. So everybody, you have a great rest of your night. See you guys on Monday. And don't forget, see you next time on CKC Champions. Bye now.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay.